guys, it's Claire. Welcome back to my channel. So I thought it would be a kind of fun idea to do a short and sweet vlog about working on your book while you're also working a full-time job, because that is tricky. So for the next few days, since I'm going to be working double shifts, so I'm going to be working like roughly 9 to 10 hours, that I'd bring you along with me and kind of show you when I work, how I work. So today I do not work 2 shifts, I only work 1 in the evening, but even though I had the morning off, I still got up early so I could walk my dog and fulfill any errands that I need to do and kind of get those out of the way. I was getting my tea, walking Yukon, and just, you know, hair, makeup, all that kind of stuff, just getting myself ready for the day. And there are some days that I have off that I do allow myself to sleep in to the more 8 or 9. Especially yesterday I did that because I was still a little bit jet lagged from coming in from Hawaii, but I try to stay pretty consistent. So I'm either getting up at 6:30 to between 7 and 8. Yeah, just trying to knock out my more essential but not work or book related tasks. Today was really fun because my roommate slash best friend Bree, for the animation club that she is in, brought in a storyboard artist from Los Angeles. She came in last night, so we went out for dinner, and then this morning we all decided to go to a coffee shop where they did some fun life drawing, and I was able to work.
Oh, okay. I'm good at 30. Oh, I would turn my alarm on. Set my alarm for 30 just in case.
Although I'm not able to do this super often, I do find that if you have a chance to change up your surroundings and leave your house, or if you're able to work with a friend, even though we're working on different things, they're not working on writing, they're working on drawing, they were able to be a little bit more chatty where I had to put in my headphones so I could concentrate. So if you're able to find a writing buddy, I think that might be even better. I think that can be really fun if you both go in with the goal in mind of trying to get some work done. Obviously, it can be fun to socialize and catch up on things, and we did plenty of that. We were at the coffee shop for about an hour and a half, and I think only 30 to 40 minutes of that was spent actually working, but that's still 30-40 minutes of work and of writing and of editing. It mostly is just about figuring out what pockets of the day you can afford yourself that you may regularly spend wanting to watch TV or read or hang out with friends, and instead using that to write. And that's not always fun, that's not always easy. Sometimes you can make it work like I did today where I was able to kind of do both, but for the most part, I think you do have to look at it a bit as a sacrifice, a bit as a second job if you actually want to get things done. I will show you some more of my tips and tricks later on today. I actually, before work, I want to get a little bit of video editing done because I'm also lucky enough at my current position, and I work in childcare. So if there's no kids, I can work on my laptop, I can read, I can be on my phone. That obviously gives me a bit of advantage over people who can absolutely not do that at their work. So I recognize that, but I think the obvious tip or compromise is you either get up extra early before work and do some writing before going in for your regular job, and maybe you're someone that has more energy in the morning. You find at the end of the day after work, you're just too brain dead, you don't want to even think about trying to form eloquent sentences. But otherwise, there's always your lunch breaks, which depending on how long it is, how distracting it is, maybe you and several workers get to go on a lunch break, so you're gonna be chatty, you're not gonna be wanting to work on stuff, or if it's even feasible for you to bring your laptop into that kind of situation. I've definitely worked jobs like when I did caricatures where that was not possible. Otherwise, you also have after work where you kind of stay up a little bit later and work on things. Those are some of the more obvious options, but we'll get into more nitty-gritty tips later on. All right, I'm gonna do some video editing and then check back in with you guys. Alright guys, so we are back and I wanted to show you some of the things I do to try to plan out my writing schedule. Something that I found to be extremely useful is printing out something like this. So I found this specific layout on Pinterest. But if you don't have access to a printer, you can either just make your own with a sheet of paper or use Post-it notes. I used Post-it notes for a while. I found them to be pretty effective. I just like some of the like dorky creativity that comes with something like a monthly goal sheet. That might be too grand for some people. Someone might be more comfortable with daily or weekly goals, or even something even more broad like a 6-month goal. But I find monthly goals and these monthly sheets to be extremely useful. I started them about halfway through last year, but the most important thing for me is having some sort of clear established goals. So for me, it's rewriting middle chapters and preparing my query for agents, and then steps to take to reach that goal. So things like writing every day, researching agents, because in case I have yet to tell you guys, my first 5 chapters and my last 5 chapters are extremely solid. And other than doing some basic line editing, I feel very confident in sending them out. However, I realized there was something in the middle that wasn't working. I've known this for quite a long time. And after talking about it with some trusted friends, I've kind of worked through what it is I need to change. But changing that element or that plot point requires quite a bit of rewriting. So my middle chapters are the only things that are kind of rough right now, so I need to bang those out hopefully by or before the end of this month. That would be kind of ideal for me, is if I can start querying roughly 3 agents by the last week of this month, along with keeping up with my video posting schedule. So that kind of lets me focus. I post it on my mirror, so when I'm doing my makeup every morning, I can look at it. You can post it on your door, refrigerator, wherever in your home that you're gonna look at it most often. I know some people like to do this digitally, to have it be their phone screensaver, or like a reminder that pops up on their phone at a certain time every day. Whatever it is you have to do so you can look at these goals and remember, oh yeah, I need to make sure to make time for these things. It's important for me to get these done. What I also like to do at the end of every month, so I did this with my February goal sheet, I go through with a pen and I will put in X if I completed it. So if I read 3 books that month, I'll put an X by it, and maybe with an explanation of exactly how many books I read that month. I like that feeling of crossing something off, of feeling like I completed something. So it's just a small motivating factor for me when it comes to these sheets. But this was after a lot of experimenting. I have used bullet journals. I have tried so many other like much more larger, complicated, expensive planners and journals, and I've tried just sticky notes. I've tried using things on my phone, and this is what ends up being the most used and useful for me, but you may need to do some experimenting as well. Okay, and before I head off to work, a bit of a reading update. I am still trying to get through this gosh dang book. It is not that big. It is YA, and I'm getting there. I'm definitely closer, and it is a lot more compelling now that I'm this deep into it. But oh man, it's been a minute since I struggled through a book so hard. I'm also listening to the 3rd audiobook in the Court of Thorns and Roses series. It's called The Court of Wings and Ruin, I'm pretty sure, and it is so good. I'm 8 hours in, almost done with part 1. That series is just so ridiculously compelling and fun and emotional and just so easy for me to want to listen to and breeze through, where this has been a lot. But like I said, now I definitely hit a turning point in the book where it's now a little bit more interesting, a little bit more involved, but I cannot wait to do a review video on this book because I have a lot of thoughts. Hey guys, so as you can see, no kids this evening, so been working a lot, using this time that's afforded to me to work a bit on the manuscript, although honestly I've been mostly what a great face to land on, mostly working on tomorrow's video because I am super behind in my editing. Oh, much better. But luckily I have a job where I can work on stuff like this when there are no kids here and our cleaning is done and yada yada, because I am kind of behind on my editing and my writing because I want to complete editing 2 chapters this week. I need to go home and spend about like 45 minutes to an hour working on that before I go to bed. You know, it's the little things, but they all add up. No, I did not spend the night here. Okay, so now that I'm home, I've finished editing my video and it is live right now, so you guys should definitely check this out if you're into Game of Thrones at all, which, like, who isn't these days. I just got done eating and now we're gonna get to work a little bit. I'm in between shifts before heading back out to work because I live there. Thank you. I love you. Hey guys, sorry if I look a little crazy. I just got back from work. I stayed way later than I usually do. And yeah, I'm pretty exhausted. And tomorrow's daylight savings time, so you know, we're doing our best. But sorry for such inconsistent updates. The title of this vlog says, you know, I'm working a lot this week. This is trying to write and edit on top of working. The exciting thing was I did finish editing one of my chapters today and added about 500 words to it. So that's pretty exciting. But when I went on to the next chapter, part of the reason my middle needs so much reconstruction is because what was previously my chapter 6 is now like my chapter 10 or 11. I just like boop and moved it over. And the reason I did that is because I really loved this scene. It took place in a really cool setting, had a lot of conflict, a lot of background information, is dope, but it was stifling the momentum that the story had, where it was cool but kind of felt unnecessary at where it was in the story. And I kind of talked it through with some friends, and yeah, just by moving it later on down the story, it was like, oh, okay, it not only makes more sense, it opens the story up at the beginning, has more of a flow to it. So I'm working with that transition right now, where my old chapter 7 is now my chapter 6, so it's just dealing with that more than anything. So that's what I'm gonna be working on mostly tomorrow. Tomorrow is Sunday. Sundays are always really busy for me, although I do have the day off, but my roommate and I always go swimming. We might be going out to eat. I think we're taking Yukon to the dog park, possibly having a game night, but whatever free time is in there, I want to spend working on my new chapter 6. So that's what I'll be showing tomorrow, as well as probably editing this video. So always doing stuff. When do we slow down? We don't. That's the deal. All right, well, have a good night, guys. Try to get some sleep during this time. Mwah. Hi guys, I know I'm wearing the same outfit as yesterday. We're not going to talk about it, but I wanted to show you what I've been doing instead of writing. But I'm going to work on writing in a little bit. Just see. I'm like trying to hardcore rearrange some of my room. I'm so sick of this giant vanity taking up so much space. I thought I would use it a lot more often because we don't have much space in the bathroom, but I would rather just have an actual desk to sit and type at, not just hold all my beauty stuff. So I'm trying to move all of that over to these things. My roommate, who's moving out in a month, gave me this table, so that's very exciting. So this is what I'm working on, but the second I'm done rearranging stuff, oh, we're writing. Alright guys, look at it! This is so exciting. Look at this desk now and how much room we have now that we got rid of the mirror. The mirror's in the closet in case I want to sell it. Might as well sell it with the mirror, but look at that. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I have like a real desk. It looks amazing. And then Bree, because she's moving within a month, she gave me this little desk, which is super useful. And then for this whole thing, I moved pretty much all of my books to the bookshelf. I don't know why I was keeping them in here, and we have a perfectly lovely bookshelf we can use. And then obviously move some stuff up top, and then she also gave me that storage bin to put all of my like eyeshadows and flat things into, and she gave me this little cup to put all of my round things into. But yeah, I'm pretty much good to go. Got everything transferred from in here over here. So now I just have a real beautiful, large, lovely desk. I am so excited. I have spent so much time working on my bed and just like putting pillows up, and it's been hurting my lower back a lot. So I'm really excited to not have to deal with that. I might have to get a better chair, but we'll see. And then I actually have my calendar all filled out. Look how crazy my schedule looks. But yeah, so pretty successful moving stuff around hour or so.
that's weird.
You're not my dog.
What?
You're not my dog. You're not my dog.
Doesn't really say.
Hey guys, happy Monday. So I'm gonna do a little bit more vlogging before throwing this video up tomorrow. As for my productive writing activities, I've completed one chapter and I want to spend this afternoon banging out another chapter. It's one that I think is like 60 to 70% there. I definitely know there's going to be some rewriting, but I feel like because everything is really coming together for me, it's just getting easier and easier to rewrite because it's like, okay, I know everything's going, I know everything's fitting into place, I know exactly what like scenes and emotional beats are coming up next, and so this chapter, although definitely requires some rewrites, I don't think it will be particularly difficult. However, I just spent my last hour, and this is definitely a productivity trap, but it's like not the worst thing in the world either because I'm doing some organizing and researching on the literary agents I plan to submit to. So let me show you guys. Okay, so all these plants back here too, these two are doing well and have done decently well since I've gotten them. This one I've had since 2016 and it looked really good for the first 6 months, and it's literally looked like death ever since then, but it's obviously not dead yet, so I'm going to keep it. And then this guy, oh, he's so long gone. I feel so bad. I'm sorry, plants. Okay, but this is my beautiful literary agent document. It looks so good. It was such a wreck before. It was literally just everyone's name and then like their agency name, and that was pretty much it. So I went back through and I found information like why I tried to look for information like, okay, wait, why do I think that I want to submit to this agent, or what is it about them I like? So it would include things like my passion is YA fiction. I love creative epic fantasies in the vein of Sarah J. Maas or Leah Bardugo. I recognize those authors and I like them. My story can lean adult or YA, so I've been considering them both. And she likes epic fantasy, and then things that have to do with their query, actually getting all that information down. And then I've been giving them a letter grade too. The letter grades just have to do with what I'm looking for personally. So it obviously doesn't mean that they're a good or bad agent by any means, because at the bottom here, I have reconsider after several rounds. So it's several rounds of querying. And as you can see, these all have like C ratings. And again, this doesn't mean they're bad agents. It mostly means that for some reason their name is attached to the fantasy genre, but most of the time I just can't find out enough information about them or their past books or what they've sold. So again, doesn't mean they're bad agents. And then these guys are currently closed, which is a shame because I really like this one, but that's okay. We'll check back in a month or so. But yeah, just having like their names bold and everything somewhat organized. It's very exciting. And the more I do research on these literary agents and their submission requirements, the more excited I get to submit. I just want to start doing it like yesterday. You know, they always say make sure you have a completed manuscript, and it's so close. It's painful for me right now. I love my query. I'm very confident with it. Should write a synopsis. I haven't gotten around to it yet because the most important thing if I'm going to spend energy writing is working on my middle right now. So I'm really trying to bang that out within the next few weeks. We're getting towards like the meat that requires the most work. But even in my head, it's just like falling into place more, making more sense. I'm hoping I can just bang out chapters within a few days, you know, instead of like a month at a time or however long it took me to write those chapters the first time. That's where we're at. I actually need to do some video editing first, and then I'm going to work on my writing since I have the rest of the evening off. So I'll leave you guys with some footage of me working throughout the evening, but I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching these videos. If you like this kind of content, make sure to give it a thumbs out. It really helps me out. And to subscribe so you don't miss any writing vlogs or announcements in the future. You can follow me on Instagram. It is Miss Claire Bear with 3 S's. And thanks for hanging out with me. I really appreciate you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.
We went on a walk, and now he's a dead dog.